Hello, today's subject is how to keep our children safe. You know, we have a series going on about this, and so each segment and each commentary builds with another layer. Today we're going to talk about the proper relationship between coaches and athletes. And I've said this over and over again, at no time is there any justification, is there ever any justification for an adult to have sexual contact with a child at any point or any time for any reason. Now, parents, if you're going to permit your children to compete in sports at any level, you should be present so that a coach has some sense of accountability on what they do with your child. Coaches, by nature, spend a lot of time with children. I've had several coaches in my life, and none of them ever displayed themselves in any way before me in any moral fashion or any disrespectful or any out of order fashion. I had Coach McKee in grade school. He and I are still very good friends. I still respect him because he showed me what it meant to be a man. I had Coach John Cooley in high school. He's passed on, but he always showed us young men respect and taught us how to be young men. And then I had Coach Carl DeCaspers. Instrumental in leading me to the Lord, my college basketball coach, and he and I still stay in contact, but he was totally upright and totally respectable as a man. Now today we have coaches, and then we had coaches that had little ulterior motives. Of course today you hear so many reports of coaches, male coaches having sex with male athletes, and male coaches having sex with young girls, and vice versa. And this ought to be held to a very, very stiff penalty, because if a parent is going to entrust their child to you to mentor them and to coach them and to show them how to live utilizing sports, you should not betray that. You should not defy the trust of a parent or a child, because that child trusts you without reservation. But you parents, it's your responsibility. You coaches that victimize their athletic students, they ought to be sentenced to death. There should not even be any trial, if you ask me, because you have betrayed something that's very valuable, and that is the trust that student athlete puts in you. Now we're going to talk about this subject more, but the thing I want to do, I want to tell you parents, sports should not come at any cost. If you suspect, and the only way you're going to suspect is that you get involved, go to games, go to practices, talk to the coach, invite the coach over. And when you see this little squirrely stuff, and you see, I coached girls basketball and absolutely handled myself as a gentleman and as a leader to those young girls. They're women now, and they still walk up to me and respect me. When you suspect that this relationship between the coach and their athletes are getting out of balance, you should address it. But the only way you're going to know is that you're there.